Hello everyone, thank you for joining today AWS EC2 workshop. So we are going to start with the very basic, like why we need to use any AWS services or any cloud services. Okay, so the first of all that like why we need any cloud services. Like we have AWS, Azure DevOps, Azure, like all of them are services they provide us that we can use. So one of the main reason, as you see, right now, I have on simple application, right? Its name is like the ICRA Healthcare Demo. If you look at the URL right now, it is located in my computer user MD Rubel desktop, right? It is this location. This is the location I have this web service, this application location, right? So if if I want to share this information to anyone, this URL, if I share to anyone, like let's say if I'm going to put it in the chat, see, if you try to access from your computer, you will not able to access because this is not a publicly available. This is the locally in my physical computer is located. Okay, so this is on application, and I have another simple application like the registration, right? I can let's say I want to register. Yeah, gmail.com. And if I register, and then if I go, this is basically one of the, we had one of the event a few days ago. So I just give voucher to people. Like I select 5 winner randomly. So let me show you this application. Email is already registered. Randomly, I'm going to type.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost you for a second. I don't know what happened. It was buffering, but I
No,
can hear
I'm
you.
just trying to register. I'm going to show you like one of the application that I developed a few days ago for one of the event that happened in our last week. So what this application will do is it will 3.5, right? So let me create a few more. So 3.6, right? I have a 6 register here. Register like right now. If I go to the admin page, you see the admin. So we give like $20 gift card, like whoever win, and then we select the 50% voucher for our upcoming batch. So that's the like people have the access to this registration page. They can put their name, and then I'm as admin, I log in here. So I just simply click select 5 winner, right? As soon as I select 5 winner, you see 5 randomly select 5 winner. Then I go to the back dashboard, admin dashboard, then 50% off, it will randomly generate another 5 people. Select the 5 people from the list. So you see right now, even if I give this to you in the chat, you will not able to access this application because it is located in my physical computer, in my local machine. So in order for to, and this is like, let's say I did a very hard work to, develop this application. And if this application, my computer is damaged, it can happen because this is the electronics. That means my hard drive may be damaged too. Then I will not able to access this application. Then I have to redo my work. That's why the people came up with the idea that, hey, we should store this information somewhere that we can, doesn't matter if our computer is get lost, we still able to access from anywhere, right? So that's why everybody should have, everybody familiar with Google Drive, right? So whatever document you have, you can save it in the Google Drive. You are not saving in your computer, so you can access from anywhere, right? So similar concept. So this application, if I want to give access to the public, right? It's called a hosting. I have to host this application to somewhere where I just give the people this link and people can access from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter what part of the world I am from, I should be able to access the website. So that is called a hosting service. So this application, as you see, this is called a dynamic website. Now, what is the dynamic website? Before you understand the dynamic website, you have to understand the static website. The static website we saw last workshop for AWS S3, that website does not have any database. Right now, I entered the information here, right? My user, my full name, email address. So if I refresh, still data will be here. So that means it's stored in the database. So dynamic website will have the database where I store the information, but a static website will not have a database connection. It will be static, that whatever information you provide, that will be static. Static means you it will not change dynamically. Okay, so in order for to deploy or deploy or upload your dynamic website to any hosting service. So there is a lots of vendor is available, but most popular one is AWS, Amazon Web Service, because it is cheap to use. It is very cheap because they give you 1 year free trial to practice AWS services. Okay, and also industry, like most of the job right now you are looking for, they will ask you, do you have any knowledge about any AWS services? Okay, so that is the main reason that we are designing this workshop to learn about the AWS services. So AWS services has many services is available. You see, this is called AWS. Like you simply just go to Google and type Amazon services or Amazon web services. Then you will find product page, and you see all these color services. Okay, so one of the service that we are going to concentrate is Amazon EC2. So now, what is EC2? So EC2 is nothing but a ECC. So they, instead of they pronounce ECC, they remove the extra C from the last and just put number EC2. So E stand for elastic, C stand for cloud, and C stand did I make mistake? Amazon Elastic Cloud Services. It should be like that. Let me see if they put it here. Oh, Elastic Compute Cloud. AWS stand for Elastic Compute Cloud. So now it is a technical definition. You can for yourself, you can read through all the documentation, and this is the only place you can find the well documented, right? Even though if you go any training center or anything, they will copy from here, because this is the main place where you can find all the documentation about the services. But for myself, what I do, first I do the work. That means I play with the services, then come back and then I read what is this about, because this is the technical word. It makes me sleep if I just read through it. Like when I do it, then I come back and read it again, then it will make more sense. Okay, so again, so what is EC2? So EC2 is nothing but a elastic compute, what was it? Elastic compute cloud, right? Even though it is cloud, it's not like if you look at up in the sky and its cloud is nothing, right? So this cloud means it will be the data center where it will store all the services. Right now, if you type in the Google AWS data center in the US, right? So Amazon Web Service has data center all over the place. Like now, what is the data center? So the data center is nothing but is kind of a storage, right? As you see here, this may be location. I don't know where this location is. They didn't provide the location here. So you see, Georgia, Disney to Georgia. So this is one of the data center, and this data center is used by the Netflix and the BMW. Like maybe they use this data center. I'm not sure, but main thing is the data center is the place where has all the physical server. Now, what is the server? Server is where we store information, and when the people request, hey, can I have this information? Server will serve or give that information. So now, if I have this website as I see here, you see ICRA registration page here, right? So if I use this data center, so one of the server I will have access, and I just upload my, or it's also technical word called deploy. I deploy my these website to one of these server. Then it will give us the link, or if it's called a domain. If you buy the domain, you link the domain to that link that provided by the AWS. Then you share that link to the people around the world, and they will able to access your website. So far clear? Any question?
It's clear. So I would just wanted you to repeat to me what you said the server was. I know you said the data center was where they keep the physical server, right?
Yeah. Okay. So server, you can think about you know, have you ever used Google Drive? Have you ever used the Google Drive to store your information?
Yes. I'm sorry. I was on mute. Yeah.
Okay. So you and also yeah. So think about that Google Drive itself is kind of a server. You upload the document there, and then when you need the document, you just go and download or you view, right? So that means you send the request to the Google Drive, hey, I need to open this document. Then it's reply, okay, this is your document. So exactly, the server is nothing but whatever request you are asking, it will respond with that request. So when I say asking the request means what? You put the URL, right? You put the like the google.com. Please sign in again. Okay, it's kicked me out. Okay, so let's say I say google.com. I'm sending the request here. You see, google.com. So now behind the scene, what is happening? It's, you can see the status. You see the network here. If you refresh the page, you see behind the scene what is happening is right now I am in Irving location, right? So I am using the Spectrum internet. So it's first it hit the request to my Spectrum router, then it's connect to the nearest server that Google use. Then is gave us the response. You see, a lot of things is happening behind the scene within a millisecond, right? So we send the request google.com, then is reply the Google page. Is it clear now? So that means server respond with the result.
Yeah, I see that. It's basically where you save the documents.
I mean, that was the example, right? So server means you store the information, and whenever you access or whenever you ask them, hey, give me this, server will respond with the with your whatever you are asking.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So now again, is the data center again, is it clear? Like what is data center? So data center is nothing but it's called a router and switches. There's rack of router and switches, you see. So think about the website I show you here, this website, Now currently it's not able, nobody able to access. So that means I need to host or store this website like one of the data center here, maybe this server, right? So then it will generate an URL, or if I have a domain, and then I can share the domain or URL to anyone and they are able to access. So from your home, when you type google.com, then or my let me see if I have one. Let me log in. Okay, are you able to see now? Oh man. It deleted. No, it is running one. Cry healthcare. Let me see if it is working. Okay, like for example, this one, right? You see, register for a gift voucher. Like this is one of the application I have. So now, if I give you the link, you should be able to access. Can you try? Put this IP address on your computer, and you should be able to access. Now, where this location? If I show you here, so this server is location is Ohio. You see, if you are you able to see my screen? Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, are you able
Can
to
you
see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit small. It's kind of small, but I can see a little bit.
Okay. So you see, I gave you the IP address. So this IP address you are able to access, and where is the location? The data center is location is the US East Ohio, right? So that means if I give you the picture again, like let's say this is the let me see if I find the data center. Ohio AWS data center. Image. Yeah, I think the first one here. You see the Ohio. So this is the data center. So inside the data center, what it has? It has a lots of router and switches. So I am using one of the router and switches like this one, right? One of the router and switches I have access, and I upload my application, and now they give the URL that I share with you, and you are able to you should be able to access it. Around the people around the world, people can access this website. Okay, so that means you are requesting this website by typing this IP address on your browser. When you enter, then it goes to the Ohio data center, and then ask the server, hey, pull that application. Then on the front of your computer, you are able to see this application. So far clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is the basic idea of the EC2, AWS EC2. As I say, there is a well documented. You can go through it, right? But we are going to do the lab, kind of a lab. We are going to access this EC2 instance. Then we will tomorrow we will. I have the one application. I don't know. I have a few of them. I don't know which one I'm going to use. I will share the application code, and individually we are configure, right? So the first thing, let me give you the walkthrough of the AWS EC2 instance, right? So after you log in to the AWS console, so this you see console home, you will see something like this. So what you have to do, you have to click on EC2. You have to type EC2. Again, if somebody asks you what is the EC2, EC2 is the elastic compute. I keep forgetting. What is that? Elastic cloud. Yeah. EC2. Then you will be landing the page here like this. You see, for myself, you see EC2 free tier. So 1 year you will get free, right? But one thing here you have to remember that in order to create these Amazon Web Services, you have to provide the credit card information for verification purpose, right? So they will not charge any money. but you have to provide your valid credit card. And it is okay to do it, because if you want to learn AWS, you have to provide the credit card information. Okay. So right now I have one instance running, but for yourself, like let's see if I want to create a new instance here. So you have to click let me do it from beginning. Okay. So you type the EC2 instance, and you on the top on the up you see EC2 in dashboard. So this is the dashboard. Then EC2 global view. It will take you about like all the region around the globe that AWS has, right? All the country like the Europe, Asia, US, and also it will show you like what region you are not able to access, and what region you have access. All the information you can find there. But yeah, just go through one by one, then you will be understanding. But today we are going to set up, like we are going to create the EC2 instance, and we should able to access the EC2 instance. Okay, because there is a few download and installation has to be done in order for to do that. So the first, to create the EC2 instance, to create the EC2 instance, what does that mean? That means that I have my website ready. Now I need to deploy that website to the AWS EC2 instance, not the S3, because S3 does not support the database. So we are going to use the EC2 instance, because the EC2 instance support the database. The database that we are going to use is MySQL, SQL Server. Okay, so these, you have to click the launch instance. The first thing you see, it will give you the definition. It has a title, everything it has a title. Then they give you the little bit of a paragraph or subtitle or context, whatever you call. Is Amazon EC2 allows you to create a virtual machine or an instance that run on AWS cloud. Quickly get started by following the simple steps below. Okay, so the name, you can name anything, like I say AWS workshop EC2. Okay, EC2 workshop day 1. Is anyone using Mac here?
Yes, I'm using Mac.
Anyone else? Okay. Because I am using Mac, so it will be little different, not little, a little bit different configuration if I use the Windows. So let me open my Windows computer and do it from there, so it will be easier for to follow.
Recording in progress.
Okay, let me turn off this. I'm sorry, I was talking mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Humaira, that I was talking mute. For the Mac is very easy. So for the Windows, it has we have to do few extra steps. I will show you on Mac maybe tomorrow. Okay. All right. So you guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So again, so what I have to do is click on launch instance. Then name. First thing, we have to provide the name and tag. So the name, you can, I can say for you can name anything. I would say EC2 workshop. Okay. Then you see under application and OS image, right? This is the machine image. So now what we are doing basically right now, think about when you buy the new computer, right? Right now, the computer is come pre-installed for all the software, but think about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when you buy the computer from the Best Buy, then they have to manually install all the operating system on the spot, right? So right now you just have the box, AWS box they gave you. Now we have to add all the operating system, all the configuration that based on our needs. Okay, so first we give the name of the box is EC2 workshop. Then we have to select what operating system we are going to use. We are going to use like they have a Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, right? There is so many of them, but we are going to use the Ubuntu. So this is so Ubuntu is the image the type should be now they will have the different option for you select the Ubuntu, but we have a lots of different version is available, right? So our volume type. So since we are using the free tier, so they have only 2 free tier is available, right? You see free tier eligible, free tier eligibles. So you have to select one of these 2. If you select something else, they may charge you money. Okay, so I'm going to select this. Okay, so you have to select that. So first, give the name. Second, select the Ubuntu. Then select by default, it will select the free tier eligible. Then you have to scroll down. Then we have to type the instant type. So server that we are using, that it will has to give the instant type is by default is select T2 micro, right? We don't have to do like as I mentioned, we just create the EC2 instance. Like after you complete this, then go to the documentation, then like you can say what is T2 micro. You will find the definition there. Okay, so we are going to select everything free. We are not going to select something else that will take money. Okay, so T2 micro by default it's select, but you can select anything you like. This is the only one is free. Then key pair. So now what is the key pair here? So the key pair is these. Let me pull about the AWS data server.
Brother, I have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
So you selected Ubuntu, but there was an option for Windows too. So what is the difference here?
Windows, like how to use the window, right? So if you we are going to deploy our application, right? So this application has MySQL, then it has a HTML or PHP. So that application server, it has to be done through the Ubuntu or a Linux server, right? So Windows Server can handle, but we are not going to use the Windows. And I never use the Windows. Okay, I always use the Linux. And the company, they also will use the either Ubuntu or a Linux box. Is that answer your question?
Yes, I was just basically wondering, why did you select Ubuntu?
Yeah, so since we are going to deploy the application, that application has a front end. Front end mean whatever you see, right? I show you that application, like in registration. And then after you enter the registration information, and then you have to store that information in the database. So Linux server can handle this information both, but not the Windows. And you remember that when you created the WordPress website, right? You couldn't create that WordPress website on your Windows machine. You had to install the MEM server, right? So the MEM server gave you that option, and MEM server itself is the Linux server.
Oh, okay.
So Windows, you cannot deploy any application. You have to use the Linux server. Okay. So right now, what I'm trying to do, let's say this person is holding the server, right? Let's say I am configured this server. I tell the Amazon web server, and the location is right now is to the North Virginia. So let's say this is the location is the North Virginia. And I'm telling, hey, I need one server. So they gave the server, and they say, hey, just configure. You have the empty box. Like this is the empty box. It has a hard drive, memory. Everything is there, but or maybe this is the empty, right? All the hard drive memory is, you have to put it in physically, right? Assume that. So that exactly what I'm doing right now. So I get the Linux box. Now I am telling, hey, what I'm going to put it in that box. So the first thing I put it in the Ubuntu. Then I put is going to be the Ubuntu server. So inside the Ubuntu server, I'm saying this is the one of the type T2 micro I'm selecting. Now here, how I'm going to access? Because the Linux is based on the code only. It's not like it's not like a UI friendly. You have to do everything by typing the code. How I'm going to access this? To access this box from your computer, you need to be authorized. You need to be authenticate that, hey, I want to access, this is who I am. I am going to access, like I have a key. Basically, create a generic key, and whenever you try to access this box, you have to provide that key, then you are able to access. So that exactly this key is about. You see the key pair? You can use the key pair to securely connect to your instance. Ensure that you have access to the selected key pair before you launch the instance. So I'm going to create a new one. I may have several of them, but I'm going to always create a new one, because for yourself, you're going to be created for the first time. Okay, so just click create new key pair. When you create a new key pair, you have to give the name. I can say EC2 key, EC2 key, or whatever, right? And see, if you are using you're going to use the Windows, make sure you select the .ppk. You see, for use the PuTTY, right? Do not select anything else. Make sure give the name, then .ppk, and create key pair. As soon as you click create key pair, it will be download in your download folder. As you can see, EC2_key.ppk, right? It is download in your download folder. You have to save it somewhere, because this is if you lose this one, you will you will you will not able to access your instance. Yeah, like this one, right? Yeah, because you just create one of the key that will unlock or give you the access to access this box. Okay, so now, so this is one part. Now is the network setting. In the network setting part, you have to click edit, and then you can you also can give the name here. You see the name, security group name. So now what is security group here? So the security group is nothing but think about whenever you create instance, or whenever you create application, you have to tell like who can access your application, like for protocol. It's called a protocol. Like you can access remotely from your laptop. You can access using the HTTPS or HTTP. You see here, this is the secure, and if there is a no S, so there should be non-secure. So who can access this application? So you have a control to give that rule, right? So that exactly here is a security group, right? So you create a security, and I'm going to give the security group name, let's say AWS EC2 security group. And you can give the description. The description, I can say, it will allow access to HTTP, SSH, secure shell, and MySQL, because MySQL need to be accessed, right? So by default, it will give you the HTTP access, and it's also at the SSH. So SSH is the secure shell, because I'm going to access these instance from my computer through the one of the application called PuTTY. I'm going to show you that as well. So here, one thing is missing is the MySQL, right? So you have to click on add security group rule. Then you see that type custom TCPs. Click the drop down and scroll down and select MySQL Aurora. So you have to select this one and make sure click on the source type and click anywhere. All right, so let me verify that. So we have SSH access, we have a MySQL, and by default, HTTP is already there. And if you, even though if you try to give access to HTTP, it will say it's already exists. HTTP anywhere. Oh, it's okay. Okay, HTTP, MySQL, SSH. Okay, now try to click launch instance. So all the, you see, only it took when you create a instance, it's matter of maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes you create. So now what we did, we just configured this box. So we select the box and like one of the server, and you put the Ubuntu server. Then you create the security group, not the security group. You create the security, right? Not the security. Which one is that? The access, the key pair. You create a key, like who can access, right? You should have the key. This is the key we create. So you have to use that key to access this server. Then we create the security rule, like what protocol can access this. We provide the HTTP, SSH. HTTP means it will be like the website, and SSH from one of the application we are going to use called PuTTY, and the other one is a MySQL, because in our application has a MySQL server. MySQL we are going to use. Okay, so it will take a few minutes to be online. So let me go and check it out. Okay, so it's done. So you see lab, which one is create? Oh no, here. You see running, but a status check is initializing. It's not still running. Okay, it's not complete yet. So we just have to wait to complete the status change to the pass here. Okay, so in meantime, so how we can access this instance? Right now is generate the IP address, the public IP address and the private IP address. So we have to access this instance by using this public address. How we can access? In Mac, Mac has a terminal. So you can have a terminal, just type sudo Ubuntu, then IP address, and you should be able to access. But you still need that the key. You have to download that key first. Okay. But in Windows, doesn't have that, because the Windows use the command prompt Windows shell. You will not able to access through the CMD like this one. Command prompt. So this one, you cannot access AWS service from here. Okay, so we have to use one of the application called PuTTY. So you can download that. Just type download. Download PuTTY. Make sure do not download anything else. You have to go to the putty.org and just click on it and download PuTTY. You have to click download PuTTY here. And right now, nobody should have 32-bit XH, right? Every single person should have 64-bit, right? Because this one is very, very old, right? So you just have to click MSI, right? So it will download on your download folder. And after you download, what you have to do is just double click on it. Click next. You see, I already have it. So it's either I can remove or repair, right? Let's say repair and repair. I already have open, so that's why it's, yeah, it will not give you, it will download very fast. Yeah, so you just have to follow the prompt to download, install, right? You download first, then you have to double click on it to install. So after it's installed, then I'll show you the next steps. Try to stop, but it's not stop. Okay. So when the PuTTY is installed completed, so what you have to do on the source, right? Windows source, just type PuTTY. And then you will see something like that. It's called PuTTY, right? Do not use the PuTTYgen, but click on the PuTTY. Then it will open the application like this. Let me minimize this one. Okay, so this here is very, very important steps you have to do. First, you have to click on SSH. You remember that when you configure, we allow three protocol. One is HTTP, SSH, and MySQL. So you see the SSH, so you have to click that, expand that SSH. Then you have to expand the auth, AUTH, authentication. Then click credential. If you click credential, then you have to click on browse. And then you have to go to the download where you have a key. Now, what we are trying to do? We are trying to access this server from our local computer. Okay, so again, what is the PuTTY? So you have to open the PuTTY. Let me close, open again. This is the PuTTY, right? So now what I have to do is this thing I have it here, but for you, it will be blank. So as soon as the PuTTY is open, you have to click on SSH, expand, click on the plus icon, then authentication, right? Expand that, then click on credential. As soon as you click credential, then it will give you the option. You see the private key here? We download the key, .ppk key, and it is available under download folder. If you go to the download folder, it is here, EC2 key .ppk, right? So I have to browse that key, click open, and do not click open yet. Just user, now we have to scroll up on the left and click on session. Under the session section, you have to provide the IP address for that server. So where you can find that IP address? So this is the IP address, public IP address. So you have to copy this and come here. And one extra thing you have to write here is since we are using the Ubuntu, you have to write Ubuntu at SSH credential browse EC2 key, and then you have to go session and you have to type Ubuntu at then the IP address. So what is the IP address? IP address, so Ubuntu at symbol 35.174.8.39. Okay, so again, first thing you have to give the SSH key authentication, the credential, that .ppk, right? Browse that ppk. Then scroll up, click on the session. Under the host name, you have to, since we are using the Ubuntu, so you have to type Ubuntu at then the public IP address that the EC2 instance gave you. Then port number, do not touch anything. Then you can give the name, anything, any name you like. I say EC2 workshop. Okay, now you can save it. Click save. You see under EC2 workshop. Let me save it again and delete this one. Okay, so it's saved. So now all three things is done. You can click open. As soon as you click open, it will open the blank terminal like this, and above the very first time it will give you the warning that the host key is not cached for this server, right? Because this is the first time we are logging, so it doesn't find anything in your computer for this server. So users have to click accept. So no supported authentication method available, server send public key. Okay, click OK. So that means server refuse our key. So I did something wrong, right? So that's why it's not able to access this box. Now I'm going to try again. Maybe I copied the wrong SSH, the credential. So credential, browser, and I think this is the one, the latest one. Yeah, EC2 key.ppk. Now go up, session, and EC2 load. So Ubuntu, did I Ubuntu at 35.174.8.39. That looks okay. But why is refuse? Or maybe let me see the status. The status looks okay. So which one? This one, right? 35.174.8.30. So let me show you the different on that how it looks. It may take okay. After you set up everything, right, like this. So now let me see which one is working. Station load. Okay, it's not none of them are. Okay, workshop login register. Let me try this. Here, as you see, you will see something like this. You see Ubuntu like this. Let me see if anything is there. Okay, is this one is okay. So if you see Ubuntu, then the IP address. So this IP address should be your public IP address 139. I mean, this is the different server, but you see the I mean private IP address should be here, right? But when you try to log in, you have to under the host section in the PuTTY, you have to provide the public IP address there. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop now. And tomorrow I will show you how we can upload or deploy, or we are going to, our website, we are going to deploy in this server. Okay, so then everyone should be able to share the link, the IP address, and we should be able to see the website. Okay, so in a company, if you go any development company, this is how they develop. They will have create the virtual server. It will be hosted somewhere in the US or offshore. I mean, the India, wherever it is. So they will have the virtual box, and remotely they should be able to access. So in Mac does not require Mac does not need this PuTTY, right? So Mac because the Mac is based on the Linux, so that's a straightforward to access the Ubuntu server. But Windows is not a Linux based, so that's why we need to use the PuTTY, and PuTTY is the Windows Linux server, support the Linux application. That's why we have to use the PuTTY to access the Linux server. So far, is it clear? Maybe the theoretical is not, but is the straightforward, right? We just create the EC2 instance, right? We just create, we rent one of the box or server, and the location of the server is North Virginia, and we just add Linux server in it, and we just access using the PuTTY. That's what we have done so far. So anyone has AWS account here that you can create the EC2 instance. Anyone is ready to do that?
Say that one more time.
Is anyone available right now to create this EC2 instance?
What do you need to create it?
Oh, you need a computer, right? You need do you have AWS account?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to access your AWS account.
Okay.
Like you have to go to the AWS console. In the here, right? You can type AWS console. And you will see something like this, AWS Management Console. And then you have to sign into the console. I am already signed in. So then you have to provide your password, email and password. And if you set up the authentication, you have to sign in to the AWS console. So from your end, are you able to log in AWS console?
I kind of miss your last. What's your last question?
Are you able to access the console, AWS console from your computer?
Yeah, I see the console. But you asking whether we have
You have it. No, I am
Yeah.
done. Right now, I have trying to make sure every single person able to follow me. So I just show you how to create. Now every person has to do it.
Okay.
So that's I'm asking. Do you have this account set up yet?
No, I didn't have this account set up yet.
Okay. So I think I shared the video to how to create the AWS account. Let me create that video. Is available. Diane, Humaira, or Brother Ikram, you logging with your computer?
Yeah.
So Diane, you can share.
No, I already finished it. I already got the PuTTY up.
Oh, okay. So you already have access. You're able to access.
Yeah, I was following as you were talking, so I already have the PuTTY up there. I see everything there.
Oh, okay, okay. So you see Ubuntu IP address like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. How about Brother Ikram? You logging with your computer?
Yes, sir. I'm logging from my computer. But
So you want to
today,
share?
yeah, but
Do you have
but
a account?
no, sir, because I was out of country. But today is my
Oh,
first day that I'm
okay,
joining the
okay.
class. Yes.
So let me find the video. You guys should able to follow that.
Yeah. If we have the
Step by
video,
step.
I can make the account, and after that we can do today.
Vijay, you are in the WhatsApp group.
I think so. Let me double check.
I just shared
Yes,
you
yes,
on
yes.
link. Yeah, I just shared you link. Like how to create AWS account.
Okay.
You can do it your end. If you are not able to do it from your end, I will tomorrow I will show you. Okay. And
Okay,
same thing for Ikram. Please set up the AWS account, and it's free, right? So but you have to provide your credit card. So they will not charge any money, but for the verification purpose, you have to provide your credit card details.
Yes, sir. I find the video in the group, and I can follow this video, and I will make account tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Humaira, you want to do it now, or you done? Oh, she left already. Okay, did I miss anyone? Who is iPhone?
Yeah,
and the link that you sent me, I couldn't open it.
You cannot open the YouTube link?
No. I was trying to paste it and send it to my Google or YouTube, but it's not even letting me do that.
Where you copy? What link you talking about?
The one you just sent me about a
The
minute
group?
ago. Yeah.
You talk about the YouTube, like how to set up a account?
Yeah, exactly.
You're
It
not
wouldn't let
able
me
to
open
open?
it. Yeah, I
Can you
probably
try
can just go.
somebody else? Are you able to open? Can you please check?
For me, it's working.
Yeah, this is a YouTube video. It's public.
Yeah, maybe something is wrong, but I can just probably just go on YouTube and just.
Yeah,
type it
yeah.
there.
Just set up. Yeah, you can find very easily like how to set up AWS account.
AWS.
Is very
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
Yeah, just straightforward. May I know who is iPhone? Who is logging with the iPhone?
That's me, Iliman.
Hey, Element. Yeah. So I don't know when you have joined. Are you able to follow me so far, or?
Yeah, I kinda log in late, but I'll go ahead and check the link and create an account.
Okay, okay. Please do so. And
Yeah.
yeah, so if you are not able to do it, so tomorrow I will show you the individually like how to create. But we cannot do anything until you create an account.
Sure, we'll do.
Okay. All right. So anyone has any other question?
I know at the beginning you said you was gonna share the video of the class we
Yeah,
just did.
in the WhatsApp group, I will share. So is everyone here is in the WhatsApp group? Yes or no, please? The name of the WhatsApp group is AWS Workshop ICRA Tech Solution. Is everyone here in the group?
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, I think I saw the link, but I never created, but I'll do so now.
Okay. No, he's talking about the today recording. So I will be sharing the recording in the WhatsApp group, right? So are you in the WhatsApp group? Yeah.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Yes, sir. I'm not in the group. Can you add me in the group?
Okay. Let me see. The WhatsApp group, I'm not able to add.
You can add me too. The one with the iPhone. Let me change that name.
Yeah, some reason I'm not the ads. Okay, let me see. It's not functionality. I don't see it. Not sure why. I'm not able to add anyone. Member, add member. Ikram. I just add brother Ikram. And what is your email? And then can you please provide your email in the chat so I can? I'm not able to info. It would be better if I find the generate the link. I'm not able to generate the link. All right. All right. Anything else? All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank,
Bye.
thank you, sir.
No,
Mm.
Waalaikum.
Wow.